Hello, welcome to AM Whiskey Reviews. I am your host, Ben Rosenthal, back in the kitchen after a brief foray into the bedroom. Um, my boudoir series seemed not to resonate with viewers as I had hoped. Um, I received many comments to the effect that I should get out of the bedroom. One said that the lighting made it look like one of those Beckett productions where just the mouths or the faces are talking. Um, it seemed like something sepulchral, like I had was speaking from a coffin. Uh, um, but I think it's the germ of an idea. It's the start of something. Everything is a stepping stone. Everything is an inspiration. Um, and I had mentioned that in service of the algorithm that I would attempt to hold kind of Playboy after dark interviews similar to what Hugh Hefner did in the late 60s, where he would interview, luminaries of the day from various mediums and professions, and anybody from politicians to movie stars to authors. And they often included people who were, uh, very ubiquitous during that period. And he did, I believe, people like Norman Mailer were interviewed. And I have done some research on the algorithms and what can in fact possibly increase viewership. Um, One of those things is to discuss current events, current figures, people who are making the scene, defining the scene, and also the paranormal is popular. In lieu of reviewing a whiskey today, because I just frankly I don't have one, I am going to interface. I am with Norman Mailer, Beyond the Grave. Okay, not some astral projection of Norman Mailer, but I am going to speak to Norman Mailer and question him about current events because, again, current events get a lot of hits. Discussions about famous people get a lot of hits. Norman Mailer, a very famous literary figure and a polemicist, a person who delivered much in the way of social commentary during his long life. And I am going to interview the ghost of Norman Mailer in hopes that the algorithm will embrace me. Okay, so here we go. Uh, uh, Norman, what do you think about Katy Perry?
Or physiology, if you will, is not destiny, but it is half of it. And that if you try to ignore that fact, you then get, at least so far as I can see any perspectives of the future, you then get into the most awful totalitarianism of them all, because it's a left totalitarianism.
Okay.
I think there's something in the human spirit that
That's
can
great.
somehow
That's great. Oh,
bear the notion
good
of a
stuff.
fascist or
Good
right-wing
stuff.
totalitarian.
All right. Now we've covered Katy Perry. We've covered Norman discussing Katy Perry. What do you think about Billie Eilish's new album? Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish. I'll say it again. Billie Eilish. What do you think about Billie Eilish?
Because it offers us at least the romantic dream that we can all form into some sort of underground cadres and have an adventurous life at the end where all of us men and women are equal and comrades. But if we get a left-wing totalitarianism, that means the end of all of us because we will have nothing but scrambled minds trying.
Okay. Right. I mean, incisive as usual, as ever, just as incisive as when he was alive. And I feel like we're learning new things about people we think we know. You know, how many Entertainment Tonight type of feature interviews, news magazine, human interest features have we seen about Katy Perry, Billie Eilish? And here we have a totally different perspective. Who else might we discuss? Tomorrow's midterm elections. Also, boilerplate topic for the algorithm. Tell us about tomorrow's elections.
Trying to overcome the incredible shock that the destruction of human liberty came from the left and not the right. And there is an element in women's liberation that terrifies me. It terrifies me because it's humorless, because with the exception, let's say, of Germaine Greer's book on the female eunuch, there's been almost no recognition that the life of a man is also difficult, and that all the horrors that women go through, some of them absolutely determined by men, even more of them, I suspect, determined by themselves, because we must face the simple fact that maybe there's a profound reservoir of cowardice in women, which had them welcome this miserable slavish life. But they...
Okay. So a lot of red meat to chew on about tomorrow's elections. Everybody get out there and vote, okay? Nobody stay home. Nobody put the thermometer in your mouth and tell your sort of metaphorical mommy that you can't get out and go to the polls. I think Norman's words say pretty much everything. How do you feel about the devastating announcement at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that Andy Taylor has cancer? How do you feel about Andy Taylor of Duran Duran announcing that he has cancer?
But in any case, whether it's their fault or men's fault, what has to be recognized is there's nothing automatic about female liberty. Every female liberty is going to be achieved the way every liberty is achieved, which is going to be achieved against the grain, against the paradox of the fact there's much in human life which forbids liberty.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. How do you feel about polyamory in Bushwick?
So I'm not here to say that every woman must have a child, or every woman must have a vaginal orgasm, or that every woman must conceive in any way that I lay down. Anyone who says that about me just doesn't know how to read my sentences. What I'm trying to say is, let's really get hip.
Okay. Now I got a real question that everybody wants to know. What do you think was the best season of SpongeBob SquarePants?
About this little matter, and recognize that the whole question of women's liberation is the deepest question that faces us, and we're going to go right into the very elements of existence and eternity before we're through with it. Because the whole question of how much liberty men and women can find with each other, and how much sharing of those dishes that they can do, goes into the center of everything.
Okay. So I think that we've actually we've covered some good ground here. I think this is a giant step in the right direction. I never thought I'd get to interview Norman Mailer, and then here I am now in my kitchen talking to Norman Mailer, and I'm going to kill two birds with one stone here. Evidently, the algorithm responds to bright colors, and I am going to celebrate my interview with Norman Mailer on AM Whisky Reviews by releasing confetti from this multicolor confetti cannon. All right, here we go to Norman Mailer. Fucking thing. Okay, that didn't go so well. I don't think that cannon. I think that cannon had been used. I found it. Wojtek was sleeping on top of it, and when he finally moved, I didn't even know if he was alive or not. I had to check. I poked him. He rolled over, and the confetti cannon was under him. I'm just pleased that I got to talk to Norman Mailer, and we're gonna see how whether this comes out in the wash or not. We're gonna see how this plays out, whether in fact it did its office in terms of getting the algorithm to take notice. getting us on the radar of the great fiber optic web monitor, the gods of the information superhighway. Whether they will finally notice us. Anyway, thank you, Norman. This paranormal, multicolored focus on Katy Perry and other names may in fact pay off. Okay, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again. Over and out.